Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Based on the looks of this, you think that this is a white line defect. But you're about to see that is not at all what's causing this problem. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've watched a lot of my videos, and that black spot in that white line looks exactly like a lot of other videos you've seen. Just stick with us. It's not the same. Wait, are you sure? You're notching that white line out just like you do on every other white line defect. Have you figured out what it is yet? Okay, enough with the drama. What are we dealing with here? This is actually a sole ulcer. No, it's not in that typical sole ulcer spot, but it is still caused by the same thing, pressure from that pedal bone on the corium. You can see that red dot there. It's actually not in that white line, but more in the sole. Just like in the typical sole ulcer spot, when we have that pedal bone putting pressure on that corium, when that new horn is being developed in there, it actually causes an area of hemorrhaging, and then that horn is not developed properly. It actually bleeds into the horn. That's exactly what we've got going on here. What do we do different? Well, yes, I am removing horn much like I would for a white line defect, but what I'm trying to do here is remove pressure from that area. When I put the block on this cow, this is going to be a very important step in this one, not to allow it to heal, but to take pressure off of that spot, to basically take the weight or the pressure from that pedal bone on that corium and remove that so that bleeding that's happening in the sole of this foot will go away. Now stick around to the end of this as we get this cleaned up, because we're going to do a follow-up and you'll be able to see exactly what that block did. Zooming in here, you can see what this looks like. And sure enough, we basically have a sole ulcer. As I mentioned earlier, the block here is a critical part of getting this hemorrhaging to stop. We need to remove that trauma that's happening to the corium. We need to remove that pressure being applied from the pedal bone to the corium. If we can do that, this is going to heal up nicely. As far as treatment goes, it's going to be very similar. Chlorhexidine to clean it, block to take the pressure off, and the salicylic acid to keep this area from getting infected, colonized by digital dermatitis. Let's get this foot down, and you're going to notice as she walks leaving the chute, she's still got some discomfort in that foot, even with that block on. But we're going to fast forward ahead 5 weeks and see how she's doing now. Zooming in now, you can see how that paired out area is so much darker than the areas around it. That is just from staining. The surrounding areas are lighter in color. It's because that area is a little bit higher up, gets more contact with the ground. The more protection it has, the more pronounced that staining is. Now, as I start to pare this away, we're going to notice that a lot of that hemorrhaging is gone. That's due specifically to that block. Removing that pressure from that claw allows that corium to rest. The corium on the inside of the claw is what produces horn. So if it's hemorrhaging, it can't produce horn. That's why we had that ulceration to begin with. Take that pressure away, allows that corium to heal and begin to produce new horn. As we get going here, you're going to see there's still a little bit of redness in there. Even though this area is healed up quite nicely after 5 weeks, I know that this problem was caused by pressure. So I want to rest that corium as long as I possibly can. Because this block is still positioned correctly, I'm going to leave this on for about probably 2 more weeks just to give a little bit more rest to that corium. Like I said, we know that this is a pressure situation, so we want to rest it. If we get a good close-up here, you can see it's all healed in. The corium is producing new horn, but there's still a little bit of redness surrounding that area. So, like I said, I want to give this as much time as I can, and because that block is still positioned correctly, I'm going to leave it be. Remember how this girl was walking just 5 weeks ago? Well, let's see how she's doing now. Much, much better. Like I said, a couple weeks we'll get that block off and she'll be good as new. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you all on the next one.